All right, so we made some great progress on the VVT engine here. Here's a new harmonic balancer installed with a new bolts from Treasure Coast. This is a stamped steel harmonic balancer as opposed to the cast iron one that came on the car. Water pump pulley is a little bubbly from rust, but I could have got a new one, freshened up, but I didn't want to spend the money on that. So all the new timing covers in the front make this thing really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead, do the thermostat now. I got new engine mounts as well. New OEM Mazda engine mounts for each side. We got the VVT. All the O-rings replaced on this from the R-Speed kit, including the steel Mazda gasket that holds this whole assembly down. We got this all torqued down with new copper crush washers. Everything's torqued down. I'm pretty excited to get this thing back in the car. It's looking really fresh. All new coolant hoses, all new cooling hose clamps from the Treasure Coast kit. For the thermostat, this is the part number for the OEM Mazda gasket, thermostat housing, and this is what I'm using for the thermostat. It's from the Treasure Coast kit. What I ended up having to do here is order a new front thermostat housing. So I'll show you something. I don't know if because the coolant was never changed in this car in 20 years and it got really acidic or something, but this is the one I cleaned up that came off the car. And there's this massive gouge. There was like a bunch of corrosion on here with old like caked on coolant. And when I sanded it off, it just kept going to a point where it's very thin in there. You can see how nasty it is inside this thing. It's all crusty and there's all scaling and stuff in there. So instead of chancing it and having that blow through or leak, I ended up spending the $25 for a new piece here. Installing this OEM Mazda thermostat gasket, there's a raised like green molded piece in one side. Service manual isn't super clear. It says the print side goes towards the engine block, but what is the print side here? There's no text printed on either side, but it makes sense to me to have this feature kind of mates up along the thermostat housing and must keep pressure on it. Correct way to install this, I believe, and this is how it was when I took it off the car as well. So this green raised section needs to go towards the block just like that, and you have the flat gasket sealing surface on the front here, which seals all along this flat surface on your thermostat housing. The torque for the top bolt is 14 to 18 foot-pounds. The torque for the nut on the bottom is 15 to 22 foot-pounds. Not sure why they're different. It's the same kind of thread diameter, but so for whatever reason the range is different on these two, but 16 foot-pounds falls within the range on both of them, so I'm gonna just do 16 foot-pounds on both. Okay, so this is what the end of the Miata dipstick looks like. There's no retaining features. It's just held down with this one nut and bolt up on a higher bracket with a flex plate between the engine and transmission. Little O-ring on there that drops down in this little narrow spot. You can see it down there between the header and the block, and the engine mount kind of fissure between there. Replacing this with a new one from Mazda. Couldn't really find the specs online of what sizes they were, so went ahead and ordered one for a few bucks. That's the part number and all the information for it. Just about every O-ring or rubber seal I've taken off this car to do this 20-year kind of maintenance overhaul is hard as a rock. Didn't really break like I thought it was going to, but side profile shows this edge pretty flat on this thing, and it's not very stretchy. Hear that little click. Eventually you gotta kind of rotate it back and forth. so we got the engine in. The hardest part really was on this side. You have just a through hole for the stud on the motor mount to go through, so you got to start this side first. And the engine was kind of leaned this way with that mount up in the air, so you saw me there in the clip trying to jimmy it around. But got to get that side started first, and then that motor mount back there drops in through the slot. And then now I just got a little bit of tension on the crane there so that it doesn't flop forward onto the power steering rack and hit the oil pan. But it wasn't, all in all, it wasn't too bad. I think that was maybe 5 to 10 minutes of me trying to do it by myself there. The other thing that got in the way kind of was the AC compressor, since I have it kind of zip tied to hold it over, but this AC mount was kind of hitting the compressor, so that was a little annoying. But other than that, pretty straightforward drop in, not too hard at all.